We've got two types of cow. That's the flat leaf over there, the curly cow, and that's broccoli. But we haven't done too well with the broccoli.
No.
That's broccoli there.
Yeah. Needs a bit more weed, does it?
So let's come. I'll be digging that lot up soon.
I think we spoke on the phone about this, didn't we? You said you've been using wee on your allotment already. How do you use it?
Like you said on that leaflet.
Yeah.
When I was sort of putting around that, and then that cow actually.
Do you use it neat or do you dilute it?
No. I can put some in the watering can.
Yeah.
In the watering can, then top it up and give it a stir.
Yeah. So what I was doing was actually designing these watering cans. Because you're supposed to dilute it like 8 times. So I just made it the right size so you know how much it is. And
oh no, it wasn't that technical.
That's all right.
You missed stuff.
Yeah.
I look particularly at the urban water cycle. And so that in London involves drinking water, wastewater, rainwater, and of course that then comes into sanitation.
What Hui does a lot in her research is go out to places like allotments where people are actually engaged in using water. This project was designed sort of following on from that as something that engaged with local allotmenters. That was an earlier model. This one's got a handle.
Oh, this one is a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mom gave me this one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, if I do pee up to this, then I mixed it with water.
Okay.
You know, I've been using pee on these 1, 2, 3.
Oh, these ones are doing the best.
You understand? No, I'm really excited about it. And I want to see some results.
Oh, good.
And I'll give you a proper feedback.
Going to the British Museum with her was a different experience. We went on a hunt for, sort of Medusa figures and things. And her way of relating these fertility figures with the work that we were going to do was really fascinating for me because I would never have made that particular connection. And culturally, it's such an important connection. A lot of the things around sanitation that we've found, like a lot of the stumbling blocks are around culture and they're around people's habits. And culture is a bit of a representation of what we think of the world. And that then generates as well, like how we want to do things habitually. So it was a really, really interesting sideways connection of looking at sanitation.
The piece is called Artemis of Lee. It's based on a representation of a sort of riverine goddess, because these ancient fertility goddesses were kind of involved in this transformation between waste, things that were dirty, and things that were fertile and nourishing and good. And it's a sort of similar kind of process to what happens with human waste and turning that into fertiliser and treasuring it as something precious. Framework is based on pipework, drain covers and the sorts of things that carry our water supply and our water systems. But when you start looking closer, they have these sort of tribal-esque patterns on them. And then the jugs which hang off of them, they refer to this classical Greek sculpture, Artemis of Ephesus, which in some ways looks like a normal classical Greek sculpture, but then it's also quite weird looking. It has about 20 breasts on the front of it, and those are the figures that I'm referring to in this sculpture.
I really love the vessels. I really thought like those forms were just so evocative of fertility and just the fact that they also had a practical purpose and like the size is determined by one wee and how much you have to dilute it in order to fertilize plants. I thought that was totally fantastic. I really loved it. And the way that they glowed in the sunlight was fabulous.